Hey everybody. It's 9 o'clock. Give everybody a chance to log on. I'm so excited tonight. I'm getting my paint ready and everything. Thank you to everybody that tuned in last week. I think we had about 1,300 views. Y'all are amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
first
dope.
show. Isn't that crazy? First show was good stuff. I have no idea what I'm going to paint. That's why. No idea.
But that's usually when it
No
works out
clue.
when it works out the
The
best.
best. Yep.
When it's just organic.
Yep. Exactly. Do you paint at all?
Nah.
You just hang around a lot of artists?
Yeah. At one point I did paint when I was teaching in the high school. I had the substitute for our art teacher. And I had to come up with something to do on the spot. Yeah. And back in the day, that's when all the T-shirts with the paint was popping. There was this clothing line called Mesquite, and they made a ton of money by just literally throwing paint on shirts. So I had the kids doing that. And it was dope. Like it was dope. Like I thought I was an artist for real. I thought I was doing something.
That's so funny.
Kids
hey guys. Yeah, I bet the kids love that. I bet they love that. We're giving everybody a second to log on. Welcome to All Things Women Talk Show Conversations on Canvas. We have a gentleman in the building tonight. But he's going to help us all out. Tonight's theme is all about peace. We're going to hit a little bit of meditation, talk about some yoga. I'm really looking forward to being educated tonight on some things that I'm not, very knowledgeable about. And so I hope that you guys will ask some questions. And
yes, please.
If you have any questions, we have, a guru expert in the building. So we want to make sure we take advantage of that and really get some tips to help us, remain at peace. So did you happen to catch any of the Golden Globes?
No, I didn't. I saw the pictures, and there was this one video linking around of this woman giving like a low key Trump diss. Like
yes. I saw that. Yes, that's funny. Yeah, it's always interesting to see who's gonna win. The only two that I know about were Viola Davis won for Fences, and I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
Yes.
I'm late. I haven't seen it yet.
Which is crazy because a lot of people have mixed reviews about
Really?
Fences.
Yeah. My best friend, I don't know if she's watching. Hey, Anya. She said she wasn't feeling it.
What?
Yeah, she said she was.
I think people's expectations be really. It be overpowering.
Anything with Denzel.
Yes. It's like Denzel. It gotta be a training day.
Yeah.
You gotta immediately compare it to something. It just can't be its own work of art.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just I really connected with it.
Yeah.
I really connected.
But that's good. I can't wait to see it. Well, listen, guys, it's time to jump on into this conversation. My name is Dr. Eboni Bell, and I'm your host for All Things Women Talk Show Conversations on Canvas. Listen, this is episode number 2. As many of you know, I did a pilot this summer. I was in the studio at Comcast 28. Apparently, those episodes are still playing because people at my school keep talking about it. So if you were able to catch one of them, hopefully you enjoyed it and were inspired. The purpose of the show really is to give people a chance to tell their stories, to talk about their purpose and their destiny. And I'm always interested in how people, began to pursue their dreams and how they figured out what they wanted to do with their lives. And so I really just wanted to provide a platform for people to be able to do that, specifically for women. But listen, we can take some knowledge and wisdom from the male species because we need it. We need to know how to understand them and get their perspectives on some things. So tonight, though, we are going to be talking about peace, how to find that place of peace. And I don't know about you guys, but in this world, even if you just turn on the TV, you turn on the news, you scroll up and down your news feed, you see things all day long that attempt to disrupt your peace.
Absolutely.
Like all day.
Yes.
And I sometimes wonder what my life would be like if I didn't encounter all of that stuff, all the time. But let me introduce my guest real quick because we're going to get right into this conversation. But before we do, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to share the video. I need you to click share. I need you to share this with your friends, your family, your followers, because there's going to be something said tonight that's going to help all of us, and I'm so excited about it. I don't want to mess his name up, so let me think first. Because he has a very unique last name. We have none other than Mr. Jason Aviles.
Aviles. You had it. The little last part you missed it, but you got it though.
almost. But listen, I'm so excited to have him. I've been personally watching him just online, and whenever I see a guy who is excellent at what he does, like that catches my eye. You see all the women out here going for it. I mean, these women are out here branding themselves. You know, everybody's a coach, everybody's an author. You know what I mean? No shade, but the women are really doing it. And I was telling my husband this morning, where are the guys? Like, especially in the city of Wilmington with everything that we're dealing with. So when I see one of you guys, you know, you catch my eye. So I have you on the show tonight. We're going to talk about peace. And tell me, first of all, you're from New York.
Yes.
How did you get into, where did FLYOGI come from, and how did you get into yoga?
Yeah, so FLYOGI was born as a byproduct of understanding and learning yoga. And for the record, like, I wasn't born into yoga. I wasn't born like with an understanding of meditation or spirituality or consciousness. What's quite unique about my situation is that my mother's side of the family grew up with a Jehovah's Witness background. Okay. And my father's side of the family grew up with a Catholic background. Okay. I'm half black, half Puerto Rican. Okay. So here you have this mixed kid being born, you know, in the Bronx, lived in the projects most of my life, and like everyone else in that environment, you know, you experience trauma. You know, your environment starts to have this level of influence on you, and it kind of shapes and molds your behavior. Yeah, definitely. But the challenge is, you know, where do we go for help? You know, how do we get ourselves out of this? Because then as you get older, you start to realize, like, there's a problem with my life. Like, there's a problem with the choices that I'm making and the byproducts of the choices that I'm making. But where do we go for guidance? You know, and I didn't know where to go for guidance. So that led me on a quest to seeking it. And after 7 years working with youth, I tried to find a solution that could help these kids grow holistically. Okay. And at the time, I didn't know what that word meant. Yeah. But for me at the time, what it meant was to really start getting to the root of the cause of these kids' behavior issues. You know, I worked in maximum security youth prisons, where I was counseling kids that were 14 years old doing 25 years of life. A lot of people don't even know that exists. And after all this experience, I said, I got to find something that could help these kids in a way that our education system is not helping them. I quit my job, left Delaware, and I moved to Iowa.
Wow,
yes,
Iowa.
Yes, people thought I was bugging. Yo, my mom thought I was crazy. Wow. People thought I was going through a midlife crisis. Yeah. You know, and the hardest thing for me was that I couldn't explain why. Yeah. It was at a time in my life where I just finished reading this book called The Alchemist. I recommend everyone to go read this book, The Alchemist. Yeah. All about purpose, all about adventure, all about living a life that's worth living. And I felt like I was at a time in my life where I needed a big shift. Yeah. And I was on Facebook one day, and I saw this ad that said Consciousness-Based Education University. And as soon as I seen it, it was so different, it was so unique, I felt like I needed it. Yeah. I left, went to Iowa, met a guy from India who ended up being my next door neighbor in my dormitory, and every day, this little Indian man would come to me and he would say, you need to learn yoga. You need to learn yoga. I see everything you're doing. I love your community work and the passion you have working with youth, but you need to learn yoga. And of course, as a masculine-filled, egotistic, you know, young black man from the Bronx, I was like, that's a feminine practice. Y'all already got me out of my element living in Iowa, practicing meditation, embracing this vegetarian diet. You're not about to have me on no mat, stretching with no yoga pants. Like, it's not happening. So he kept being persistent with me. Yeah. And one day he came to me and he said, I'm going to stop coming to you after this. The reason why I want you to learn yoga is because I see something in you that you can't quite see in yourself yet. And for me, that was a challenge. It was like, how dare you? Like, you don't know me more than I know myself. Matter of fact, let me see what this is all about. Right. And that was the beginning of an entirely new life for me. In a matter of 2 months, I lost my first 45 pounds. Right now, to date, I am down 85 pounds. I was 265 pounds at the time that I had learned yoga. This was 2000. This was 2011, August. And after being exposed to yoga, what I learned was that there's this piece that's always there. Yeah. That's always existing. It's not that it's not there. It's not that it's somewhere else that's outside of you. It's just a matter of understanding how to align yourself to it, how to become more aware of it, so you can tap into it and be able to emerge and kind of unify yourself with it, so it can start to translate into every action, everything you do in your life.
Wow, that's really powerful. So you're saying it's already there.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of us figuring out how to access it.
Yes, and how to tap into it. And like you said earlier, you know, the noises and the distractions, and whether it's through media, whether it's through things that are happening in our personal lives or our relationships, what they do is they kind of derail us from being in that present moment where all that power and potential lives. And that's where we have to understand peace is. That's where peace exists. And sometimes with all the distractions, we feed into that. And that kind of takes us away from understanding and being present and acknowledging that this bliss, this happiness, this joy is in us. And yoga helps us through practice in many different ways. It helps us through the physical practice, which is called yoga asanas. That's what most people see, you know, happening on the mat, the physical poses and postures. It happens through meditation, and it also happens through breathing exercises, and even diet, you know, is a huge part of yoga. But through this system, we begin to kind of uncover ourselves in a way where we start to become more aware of that self that's always there, that's more peaceful, that's more happy, that's more filled with joy.
Wow. I'm blown away already.
Yeah.
Listen, if you haven't shared the video, please do that. Share it.
Please.
Give us some hearts on the screen if you are relating to anything that we're saying. Talk to me about how you personally feel when you meditate or do yoga. And what is meditation?
Wow, and that's a huge question. Meditation can be described as a technique which helps you transcend, right? And I know we hear this word transcend a lot. What is transcend? Transcend is going to a place that is beyond the busyness of the mind, beyond the busyness of the thoughts. And in that place, we call that like the home of bliss, the home of peace. So, you know, in every day, one has an accumulation of probably hundreds and thousands of thoughts. And we can either be consumed by it to the point to where we start to feel the mental exhaustion, we start to feel the mental stress. And that's the thing, a lot of people don't know that mental stress slowly starts to translate into physical stress. The mind-body connection is so real. You can't work on the body without working on the mind. You can't work on the mind without working on the body.
Somebody, hold up, that's deep. Somebody type that in. You got to work on both the body and the mind.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I need to learn how to work on my mind, Jason, because let me tell you, I probably have 3 times the amount of thoughts that a normal person has every day. I cannot tell you the amount of, and I'm talking about like major stuff that I think about. Not like what's on TV, you know, tonight or what we gonna cook for dinner. Like, no, these are like ideas just in my head all the time.
And I like to think of the mind as a computer, right? What happens when you're on a computer and you're surfing the web and you have, let's say, 30 tabs open? What happens eventually to your web browser?
probably shut down. Right?
Yeah. It starts to lose its effectiveness. It starts to lose its efficiency.
Things slow down.
Things slow down. Things start crashing. And the reason why is because you're overpowering the system.
Wow.
And when you overpower the system, you start to lose a certain level of its effectiveness. The mind works the same way.
Yeah.
And you overpower the mind through overthinking, through overanalyzing, over-critiquing, eventually every area and aspect of your life starts to lose its effectiveness and its clarity. Wow. And the reason why is because everything that we do in life, every action, every choice that we make is first sourced from a thought. And that thought, the clarity of that thought, the effectiveness of that thought, really depends on the clarity and effectiveness of the mind. So clear mind produces clear actions, which produce clear results, which accelerates you, especially if you live in a life of purpose. Wow. So meditation really helps nurture the root cause of everything in our life, either becoming that much more effective, productive, efficient, happy, filled with joy, or not.
Wow.
Yeah, is that real?
Wow. That's a lot to take in. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
But that was amazing just to even hear you say that. Like, I need so much more of that. Viewers who are watching, we want to take some questions real quick.
Yeah.
And while go ahead and type your questions in. What is meditation?
Yes.
Like, what does that look like? Because we're going to do something in just a minute, so don't leave. We're going to do some meditation.
Yeah. So there's all types of meditation techniques. There's mantra-based meditation techniques. There's focus-based meditation techniques. Concentration-based meditation techniques. Breathing meditation techniques. The core principle around meditation is being able to transcend.
Okay. Which is to rise above?
To either rise above, you can describe it as that, or to go beyond the thoughts. So to go beyond and beneath the busyness of the mind, right? Because yes, we all need that. And what people don't realize is that we meditate like for the purpose of being that much more better in our actions. Like, and I think some people think that meditation is for like the gurus in the mountaintops, and the people who are living this reclusive lifestyle. When in fact, me and you are the people who need it the most. Yeah, we're the people who are really engaging with the public, on the ground running, really in pursuit of our different dreams and aspirations. So if it's anyone who needs meditation, it is the creative, it is the entrepreneur, it is the artist, so that way we can ensure that not only we're nurturing our mind, but like we said earlier, we're also nurturing our body, and we're creating a lifestyle that really revolves around peace.
Okay. Do we have any questions?
We do. Well, before we get into questions, so a lot of people are basically stating that what Jason is saying is kind of resonating with them. Okay. Some have actually started meditating recently. The one question we do have is, so you have to be still to meditate?
So that's a very good question. There are all types of meditation. And for some people, movement is meditation.
Okay.
I know dancers who experience a high level of peace when they engage in movement. And again, you want to create a space through a practice that allows you to transcend all of this busyness where you can live in that place of peace. I know athletes who experience what they call the zone. The zone. Where I mean, the rim looks,
not even thinking about it.
The rim feels as big as this table. You can, shots are just going in, you're not thinking about it, everything is just straight intuitive. And for them, the practice in itself slowly becomes a meditation. So being still is not necessary, but for most...
You could be moving, you could be in action, you could be running, you could be walking, swimming.
Okay. But for most people, being still helps, because that's what we don't know how to do in modern society. What we do know how to do is be active and go. So being still kind of like opposes that, and it really helps us just kind of settle and the mind settle as well too.
Another question that came in says, can you tell us about mindful meditation and how it actually works?
Yeah. So mindfulness, again, is a form of practice when it comes to meditation. Mindfulness is basically explained as being aware, being present, being in the moment. I know a mindfulness meditation technique that you actually practice while you're eating. And this mindfulness meditation technique is where you actually chew your food down to the point to where you can actually be able to drink it, right? And this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. But wow. the mindfulness part of it is being present enough where you can feel every bite, every chew, every grain, every texture. And what that does is it takes you from the mind that's running around on crazy, and it puts you right where you need to be in that moment. And that mindfulness is really what creates that space again that allows you to go beneath that surface and have some peace, experience some peace.
Wow. Thank you.
I'm going to jump on while we...
Do your thing.
Another question is, how long do you recommend meditating for?
It depends on how comfortable you feel meditating. I know when I first started out, 20 minutes was a lot. And in fact, my first meditation, I literally knocked out sleep for about 45 minutes. And I went
right
to
after you meditated?
Yes, and I went to my instructor bugging out, like, did I do something wrong? Is something wrong with me? He was like, no, like, the thing is, when you meditate, like, you give yourself to nature. You surrender to that present moment. You give up the business and the activity of everything you do in your normal life. Yeah. And you're actually able to rest, you know, and that's what I needed, you know, in that time. So I recommend starting out like around 5 to 10 minutes. As soon as the mind starts to build a relationship with the practice, then I will push for ultimately 15 to 20 minutes a day, at least twice a day, and you should be good.
Another question, but this is more like a comment.
Yeah.
So someone said, I have found that when traveling in meditation, I wanted to return to the same place that I visited the day before in meditation. I found returning to the same place in meditations was difficult.
Yes.
Not difficultly moving, but getting to the place and as the day before. Yes. Is this common? Dancing is a place that I meditate also.
Yes. So this is very, very common. One of the biggest pet peeves about meditation is releasing and letting go your expectations, right? It's kind of like, you know, we go to our favorite restaurant, right? And we have our favorite dish and it tastes awesome. And for some reason, the next time we go,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. And we tight. Man. We tight. We like,
they did
hold up.
Clearly.
They put another ounce of ketchup last time.
Right.
The bun was toasted just perfect. And we judge our meditations just like that. The fact is this, every meditation is different because where you are in this moment right now could be completely different than where you were an hour ago, you know, in a completely different environment. So what you need in that moment, in that space, and what you're getting out your meditation is what's best going to serve you. So don't judge it, try to release your expectations, and just go with it. Trust the process.
So was that person saying that they like to go back to the same spot?
Yes.
Because they feel like
they want the same experience.
Yes.
But that's a good point.
When they try to do it, it's difficult to get back.
Yeah.
Yes.
They want to get back to that place. Like every time they do it, it's not the same.
But that's kind of how life is, though. Like we keep trying to have the same experience that we had last time.
Yeah. Which ruins the present because our present then becomes more about comparing and contrasting to what we did instead of accepting and embracing what we're in front of. Yeah, and even though it's different and it's unique, it's still serving us the best way possible.
Wow.
Another question is, how have you brought meditation to Black communities with deeply rooted religious beliefs?
Wow, that's huge. For one, I will say this. Above and beyond everything, you know, that I teach in regards to meditation, in regards to yoga, all these different practices, they are scientific. Meditation in the last 10 years has shown scientific results that it increases gray matter in the brain, that it actually reduces the heart rate and the breath rate, which allows the body and the nervous system to experience deep breaths. It combats high blood pressure. It combats different diseases that are laying dormant in the body, because in order for these to be released, you need to experience that deep rest. So above and beyond the spiritual attachment to it, the esoteric mysticism attached to the word meditation and yoga, it is scientific. It is scientific. If you stretch your body and you start to increase the strength and flexibility of your different joints and muscles, you will get benefits. No matter if you're a Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, Muslim, you're gonna get that same benefit. So try to eliminate the stigma to it, and really enjoy the natural law scientific benefits that these practices have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what is the best posture to meditate as a beginner?
As a beginner, I always tell people, you want to meditate in the most comfortable position for you. I do recommend for you to meditate in an upright position, and that's because it helps produce airflow circulating up and down. You want the spine to be as straight as possible, but that doesn't mean you have to sit cross-legged. That doesn't mean you have to sit, on your heels. You can sit in the chair, comfortable, upright. You can sit on the floor and extend your legs out if it doesn't feel comfortable for your hips, sitting cross-legged. Again, you want to sit upright, but as long as you're in a comfortable seat, that's going to help the meditation practice that much more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A comment says, wow, one of the keys to being in the moment is letting go of expectations and allowing the present to serve us.
Absolutely.
We do have a lot of comments. People stating that God is using you right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I agree.
Yeah,
someone else says, trust the process.
Absolutely.
So we do have another question now. It says, is it better to meditate in the morning or late in the evening?
I recommend meditating in the morning, above and beyond any time of the day. And the reason why is because the morning time is really where you lay your foundation for your whole day. If you start your day off from a place of peace, more than likely that's going to carry with you throughout the day. So literally, I have a reminder in the morning. I set an alarm, and my phone talks to me, and it tells me, Jason, do your meditation before you get busy. You are more powerful when peaceful.
Wow.
Every morning, I set that alarm for me. And even when I want to get busy and forget about it, I remind myself that if I want my day to be that much more better and effective, I got to get this meditation in. And then I would recommend meditating midday or at the evening to end your day off like that.
Can equipment be used during meditation? Relaxation modes, things like that?
I tend to focus on meditation techniques that don't create more distractions. I prefer meditation techniques that really help eliminate distractions. And sometimes when you use equipment like balls or such like that, it can create another distraction. It can create another thought or another idea for the mind. And in my personal experience, I really feel the benefits of meditation when I'm in that place of silence, when I'm in that place of stillness. Because even in the process of witnessing your thoughts, there's a huge benefit to that. Because when you're in action, I teach kids this, the benefit of meditating for kids is that now they don't have to act in a reaction state. Now they start to develop a space in their mind that when things happen, they can pause, reflect on their thoughts, and then choose that much more wisely.
So talking about that though, Jason, I don't know if you've seen the article where in certain schools they use that as a form of attention. Like elaborate on that, like where your stance with that is. So do you recommend that?
Absolutely. We're doing that right now. Right now, FLYOGI is in 7 schools in Wilmington, Delaware. And every single one of our schools is in an urban city environment and serves at-risk youth. And we have a holistic youth development program. And what we're starting to see is that the practice of meditation and yoga and understanding mindfulness and different life skills is actually affecting these kids in every area. Not just their behavioral, but it's affecting their attendance. It's affecting them in their academics, whether it be math, science, or social studies. And kids are starting to now become a lot more self-sustainable with their issues. So we're seeing kids in schools that we teach Now tell the teacher, I need a couple of minutes to take a couple of breaths to get myself together, and they don't have to go to the timeout anymore because now they got this tool. Like, that's the best part about anything that I teach.
Yeah.
Once I teach it to you, it's yours.
Yeah.
Once you got that tool, you own it, and you can use that tool whenever you want, whenever you like.
Perfect. Do you recommend music or a quiet meditation?
I like quiet meditation. For some people, music helps. Believe it or not, you know, silence is intimidating. Silence for a lot of people can be harsh. It can be too much. When I first started, it was like, huh, what? Like I was like anxiety, you know, because being born and raised in the Bronx, you know, you just get accustomed to noise. A noise is in the background wherever you go, no matter what you're doing. So if music helps you kind of get in that mood, I would recommend it, but you eventually don't want to become dependent of the noise. You want to try to learn how to get beyond the noise.
Perfect. So do you couple meditation with prayer? Before you answer that, because another question is kind of similar. Yeah. Meditation, devotion, and prayer, like the difference between them.
Yeah, so this is a complex question. Because I believe in the power of intention. I believe that what we give our intention and attention to grows. And prayer for me is huge. You know, I pray every day. And for me, prayer is a vehicle that I use to talk to God. You know, to really be grateful and be thankful. I try to fill my prayers with blessings, with being in a place of complete gratitude. Meditation for me becomes a space where I get to listen, where I get to stop talking, I get to stop asking, I get to stop requesting, and I just get to listen. I just get to tune in, and whatever's there is there, whatever's not is not. Devotion, there's a practice in meditation called devotion or meditation on the divine. And devotion is an act for me which helps humility. It helps becoming a lot more humble because you're surrendering and sacrificing yourself for something bigger than you. So for me, I'm devoted to my purpose, to my work. So that can be a form of devotion.
Thank you. Once meditation is over, what are you supposed to feel? For a creative person, might it be birth of new ideals, or is it clean canvas?
Every person is different. We're all in different places and living in different spaces. For some artists, it may be a clarity of mind, so they get to understand and interpret their ideas better. For some artists, they may get an abundance of energy, and they just may want to create. For some artists, it may just be stillness. There may be actually a time period where they're not working, they're not creating, because they're starting to reflect and kind of look back on what's working and what's not working for them. So again, we try not to blanket what meditation looks like, because there really isn't a way that it's supposed to look. Now the results are scientific, but how it looks in your life can be very different depending on the individual.
Yeah. Let's do some.
Yes. Yes.
We can take some more questions, but let's.
No, actually, that's a great differential is what one of them said. So.
Oh, thank you. By the way, she's killing this piece.
Yeah.
Like, she told me that this was completely spontaneous.
It is.
And this is dope. The waves, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So, matter of fact, yeah, let's practice a meditation. And to complement a meditation practice, I always recommend breathing. So, for an example, if you don't get an opportunity to get your meditation in, a good way to bring yourself to the present moment is through the breath. The breath is kind of like the soundtrack of your life. It's always there. No matter what you're doing or how busy you are, the breath is present. It's always moving. So an easy way to just bring yourself to that moment is first breathing. And this breathing exercise is extremely easy. All you do is just sit in an upright position. Again, you want to feel comfortable. You can rest your hands either on your knees on your thighs. And we're simply going to inhale and exhale through the nostril. The reason why we inhale and exhale through the nostrils is because there's a front part of the brain called the CEO, the frontal cortex. This part of the brain is responsible for all your planning, thinking, and doing. And when we inhale and exhale through the nostril, we slowly begin to massage this frontal cortex, which slowly begins to release that debris and that stress. So, starting out, if you can't inhale as deep as we may inhale, or exhale as deep as we're exhaling, it's okay to just be where you are and just accept that. So once you rest your hands comfortably and you sit upright, we're going to take a soft inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. One more, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And it's like, it's so crazy how 30 seconds of like intentionally breathing can just bring you to an entirely different space, filled with a completely different type of energy, a different vibration. And breathing is one of the easiest, but yet overrated things that we can do for our health. I always remind people, like, literally, if I didn't have this intention and attention to being aware of my breath, I would have probably like hurt one of these kids I'm working with, some of these schools, you know, because sometimes, and I think this is something good to touch on. A lot of people think that because I practice meditation, because I study yoga and I teach yoga, that I don't experience stress, you know, that I don't experience trauma, that I'm separate from going through the things that people go through. When in fact, what I've learned is that once you open that door to yourself, you don't control what comes through. You get the good, you get the bad, and you get the ugly. So sometimes I'm facing that ugly just like someone else may be facing it. But it's the tools that help me process through it. So something as easy as just focusing on the breath in that moment where you're filled with stress, you're frustrated, you're angry, and you just want to retaliate, you just want to react, it may just create that little 30-second space where you get to think that much more about what you're about to do and choose more wisely. Now, meditation, we're going to do is actually very seamless from the breathing exercise. And very simply, I would sit upright, and you can continue playing or you practice, whatever.
I'll try.
Okay.
I hope you guys are trying at home with us.
Yes, please. Very, very easy.
Please,
and again, there's many types of meditation. This is a breathing meditation. I have a meditation course coming up soon on February 11th. I will be doing I will be teaching a mantra-based meditation. So the breathing meditation is very simple. Sit upright, as comfortable as you can be, and we're going to begin by 3 deep breaths in and out through the nostril. So we're going to take an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now beginning at your own pace, just slowly continue to breathe in and out through the nose, relaxing your body, relaxing your posture, and just put your attention on the breath. When the mind begins to wander, or when thoughts become strong, just slowly bring yourself back to that breath. And for the next minute or so, we're going to allow the mind to settle, engage in a meditation. We don't try to control or force our thoughts. Just be with them. be a witness. Just watch them as they pass. Watch them as they happen. You slowly begin to open your eyes. Just come back for a second. Usually it takes me a minute to come back. Get back.
That was so difficult for me to do. Really, really difficult.
Yes. And it's so crazy that it's not until we practice it that we realize like what's always happening and what's really going on. And the mantra based meditation technique that I teach really helps with the busyness of the mind. And I'll explain like what a mantra is. So a mantra is a phrase that holds a particular sound.
Okay.
And that sound has a particular vibration. So you know, like most people when they're cleaning, they have their cleaning music.
Right.
When people are about to turn up, they have their turn up music.
Right.
So sound, depending on what sound it is, holds a certain vibration.
Okay.
And different vibrations influence us different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So a mantra is a sound that has a vibration which influences peace, which helps kind of allow the mind to go beneath those thoughts that are so busy, that are kind of like the center of your attention. It helps you just kind of take you from there to beneath them. And the reason why is because the sound begins to just captivate you, and it acts as like a vehicle. So in this similar process, we would have a certain mantra that we would think to ourselves when we're meditating, and that mantra would help the mind just transcend. It will help the mind relax and become more and more at ease.
So that's why I teach your course.
Yes.
And the mantra, do I come up with my own mantra, or do you give us a mantra?
Yes. So this particular mantra meditation, I will give you the mantra.
You're gonna give us.
Yep. I'll give you the mantra.
Any other questions, comments?
Yeah.
Well, some people actually did go and actually practice the meditation and the breathing. So the mom actually said it was relaxing.
No! Yay, Mom!
I love it.
Someone else also said awesome. It did make me yawn a little.
Yes.
Lot. LOL. But it was hard controlling her thoughts.
Yes. And
that was my problem.
Yes.
I kept seeing things.
Yes, and this is the thing. Two things usually happen when you meditate. After you're meditating, you either get a bunch of energy and you're ready to just
or you about to go to sleep.
Oh, you about to go to sleep. Like, you about to be knocked out. And this is the reason why, because I asked this question. Remember I said the first time I meditated, like, you had no idea. I was in my chair slumped, drooling.
No way.
To the point to where me snoring woke me up. And I was scared to death. Like, I went to my instructor, like, am I bugging out? Did I do something wrong? And he was like, no. When you give yourself to nature, it gives you what you need. So you don't even know you need. You've been depriving yourself of sleep for how long? Now that you surrender to nature, it's like, hold on, Jason. You can't control me. I got you. This is mother right here. I'm going to give you what you need. You need some sleep. So sometimes if you experience that's just your body telling you, like, catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people did say it will help sleep better. Your mom said yawning. A question just going back to the children that we were speaking about, the kids and stuff like that. They said as far as meditation for kids, how early can you teach a child meditation?
Oh man, they have meditation techniques for kids as young as 5, 4. And they have meditation techniques where the children actually walk and it's a walking meditation. So usually take the child like in nature, or you take them in an area, and there's a certain technique where they practice, where they have something in their hand and they move, and again, it just brings them to the present moment. The meditation we just did right here, it can be done for anyone at any age, and especially younger. It's better to get them younger and used to kind of like that space of silence, because then it becomes a lot more easier when they do begin to get older, because they know what the silence feels like. So yeah, it doesn't matter age. But.
I agree. So one comment came in, says when you give yourself to nature, it gives you what you need. Another comment is saying very relaxing, just to be still. She actually had a headache, but just right now to kind of help. And then someone says, Jason, thank you so much for sharing your gift.
Oh no, thank you.
Asia Alston, I'm not too sure what that is.
Thank you.
If y'all know her. She said, thank you for sharing your gift.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to be very clear, like this isn't like I didn't create meditation, I didn't create yoga. Like this was something that was given to me as a gift, you know, and in honor and of being a testament of the results. Like it's my responsibility to give this back, you know, to others, to kind of play it forward. So in no way do I take any credit for the practice, for the knowledge, for the tradition. I'm just a vessel. You know, I through the grace of God, I've been blessed with this knowledge. I've been blessed to meet people and interact with people that have put me under their wing and have taught me these different things. And it's why I feel so passionate about giving it. It's because I was a student first. I spent 3 years in Iowa in complete recluse, and I studied, I learned, like I really became a mentee. And after 3 years, I felt comfortable and confident with giving it back, you know, to people.
Perfect. And I'm sorry, her name was Asia, not.
Okay.
I mean Aisha. Aisha.
Okay.
If y'all know her, Aisha. But she also said that the painting is coming out very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And then another comment came in. It says, yes, I started meditation this morning. Jesus.
Wow.
Ebony, you just don't know how much you are helping me. Your word on yesterday spoke to me, and to jump on Facebook and see this, thank you.
Awesome. That's what it's all about. Yeah, and I would say this, you know, it's a practice that works best when you just start. You know, wherever you are, don't try not to judge, release those expectations, and just begin. You know, and if meditation is something you want to learn more about, if it's something that you want to begin to practice, or if it's something that you're curious, like I said, like I'm doing this meditation course where we're gonna dive in for 3 hours. So February 11th.
3 hours.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, 3 hours. We're gonna go all the way in.
I need to be there.
Understanding the meditation, the whole mechanics of it. We're gonna learn a different breathing exercise. Like you're gonna really come out of there, you know, with a good grasp on what meditation is and a solid practice. So again, like February 11th, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. The location is to be announced, but if you want to RSVP, please do so at www.mrjasonaviles.com. We're allowing 20 people, and the reason why is because we really want to pour.
Just 20?
Yes, just 20. And the reason why is because I want a small, intimate group. You know, I really want to take my time with this group. I really want to pour into them. I just want to give. Yeah. You know, and in order for me to do that, I want a good, solid, intimate group who's going to be there, who's going to be aware, and just ready to learn.
Yeah.
So what we got going on over here?
This is my place of peace.
See,
I'm gonna have to buy this myself. I'm gonna have to buy this one because this is my place of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what this is.
Yeah. And that's dope.
The beach is like, it just doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
But you can just look at the water and it's endless. Like you can't tell where it ends.
Have you traveled anywhere and experienced that?
Yeah.
Where?
In the States, I mean, of course, like, you go to Rehoboth all the time in the summer, Ocean City, Maryland. When I was single, had no kids and all that stuff. I used to just get in the car, like, after work and just drive to Ocean City, just sit on the beach.
Wow.
And that was the way that I like centered myself. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know nothing about meditation. And all
No. That's a beautiful point.
I needed to be away from everything.
That's it. That's it. So what that tells us is that we want that.
Yeah.
We want that peace. Like, and for me, it was like when I was living in the projects, my beach was like the park. Like I would literally sneak out of my house.
Yeah.
Especially when it was late, because that's when everyone would do, you know, shoot on the roof and do crazy stuff. And I would literally like put pillows under my comforter, sneak out of my house, and go to the park and sit by myself.
Wow.
I don't think to this very day my mom knows I did this.
Does she know now?
Yeah, that's not she may know. But yeah, and it was the same thing. Like I just want that
to be
peace.
away.
Just want to be away.
Yeah. And now that I have husband and kids, I really need to. Look, I'm at my place of peace right now.
Yeah, Sure.
No, but shout out to my husband. Ronald Bell. I love you, Bill. We're going to practice meditation together. But no, let me, this is not finished, of course. I'll finish this later. But it's basically just like water and the sun and the sky. And like, I guess the blended colors is just everything that I probably think about, just all in one, like intertwining together. So I'm really grateful and thankful, and I know that everybody watching was benefited from tonight. Like seriously, it was really good. And I promise that I am going to personally make it my business to meditate and learn more about it. And so I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Ebony. Like, thank you for having me. Like, it's my pleasure. Like, this platform that you've created is awesome. You know, and I think more people need to be exposed to the positive news.
Yes.
Because there's so much of the negative when people are not knowing that like things like this exist.
Yeah.
And that there are like outlets and sources of media that are intended to uplift you, educate you, empower you. So,
and especially in our community.
Yes.
I mean, my show's not just for African Americans, but like you said, it's so much negativity that we see all the time. And I just gotta highlight the positivity.
And I think when it comes to, especially when it comes to myself, like a young, for the most part, I'm young.
Like for the most part.
African American male.
Yeah.
People don't see
this every day. Like,
people are surprised when they find out that they hired a black man to teach their yoga class.
Wow.
Like literally,
a black man.
No, I've showed up to yoga classes and they've asked me like, "Where's the yoga teacher?" And when they find out that I'm the yoga teacher, it blows their minds. But that in itself really kills that old paradigm. Yeah. It kills any prior preconceived notions of what a man that looks like me knows. And that in itself opens and broadens their awareness to, wow, like, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And when these young, like, kids of color see another person of color practicing and facilitating this type of process, these type of practices, it gives them this idea and this curiosity that I don't have to do what my environment tells me I can do.
Right.
I can be myself, even if that looks
crazy,
different.
right?
It looks crazy.
Look at this.
It looks like a yogi. It looks like someone live painted, hosted a show.
Right, on Facebook.
Like,
who does that? Like,
it's all possible.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that wraps it up for tonight, y'all. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just blown away.
Yeah, I'm good.
All I can say is just, come back next week, 9:00 p.m. again. Please tell them how to connect with you on social media.
Yes. So social media is very easy. Mr. Jason Aviles. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my website. If you come to my website, mrjasonaviles.com, you'll see all my different business endeavors. So yoga, meditation, and mindfulness is one part. But I also work with artists. I work with creatives. We have a new project, Wilmington Green Box, where we're providing healthy goods to different communities considered to be food deserts and things like that.
Wow.
So we're really creating a lifestyle approach to this thing.
I love it. Listen, I'll be tagging him in some pictures later, so if you don't know how to get or how to spell his name, we'll get all that taken care of. But just make sure you check my page so you can connect with him and make sure that you support. Just want to shout out real quick. Once again, last week we had none other than the beautiful and amazing Jasmine Hamlin, and we created this painting last week. This painting is available to you. And I'm going to purchase this one, so this is because every single dollar, 100% of it is going towards a scholarship this year. That's another reason why I'm doing this show. I'm going to give a scholarship to a high school senior who wants to major in either education, media, or art.
That is so
100%.
dope.
Yeah, and they're only $52 for each original painting. Yeah, so I'm going to be the first one to sow the seed. I'm going to sow the seed. $52. I'm going to buy this painting. And it's going on my wall so I can, remember that I need to meditate and continue to center myself so that I'm able to pour out to all the people that God allowed me to pour out to.
Yeah. You got it.
Awesome.
You on it. You on it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. And just remember, just like we said last show, the best thing you can do to find your purpose and your destiny is to find your creator. So if you haven't found out who God is, you don't know who he is, I strongly recommend find out who he is, and he will help you find your purpose. Love you guys. This has been Dr. Eboni Bell and Mr. Jason Aviles.
Yes, you got it. Look at you. It was that meditation. That meditation did it. You see?
Thank you guys. We'll see y'all next week.